What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning The Dr. Vibe Show. I have hosted and produced over 2,000 epic conversations over the last 10 years. And what makes our conversations epic? We don't do interviews. We do conversations. What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show. As always, I'd like to say you're blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, and a solution for someone's problem. I am the host of Epic Conversations, and the Dr. Vibe Show is the place for epic conversations. And as always, we like to say we're the home, we're it, and also I'm a certified empowerment coach, president and CEO of Express Your Vibe Coaching and Communications. And we are continuing another series. There's a few series I'm doing now. I don't have time to just have conversations with people one-on-one. People are locking me down for some strange reason for conversations. But hey, I never worry about things like that. I take it as a blessing, and it's appreciated and not taken for granted. So we have Rodney Kellum on. He is part of the Speak Life series, which rocks all the time. So, Mr. Kellum, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, and as always, I'm so very thankful for you allowing me to collaborate with you on your platform and share my message with your viewers, audience, and listeners. It's always a pleasure. You know, I always love how you say you're a magnet for miracles and a solution for somebody's problem, and hopefully my prayer, my goal is to be a solution for someone's problem out there with how to make fatherhood their business. And I coined the phrase Fatherpreneurship some years ago when I thought about everything that I did. And before I jump into that, I'll back up and talk about myself a little bit. I'm a former Division I college basketball player. I say I'm retired from college basketball. It makes it sound a little more important. I'm a husband to one wife. I'm a father to three wonderful children, 9-year-old, 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. I'm a best-selling Amazon author, co-author of the book series, What Yo Nayme Iz, What Not to Name Your Child, and What Yo Nayme Iz, Volume 2, TOO. I'm a minister. I'm a big brother. I'm a mentor with Gwinnett County Public Schools. I'm many things. I wear many hats. And tonight, I'm somebody who's here to speak life into you. And I'm going to show you how to make fatherhood your business. That means how to make everything around you in your life revolve around you and your fatherhood, your family, versus the other way around. And in this Western culture that we live in, if you live in the United States, the continental United States, Canada, we have this culture which says work first, career first, and everything else has to follow suit to what you're doing to earn a living. And for me personally, that almost killed me, literally and figuratively. It almost killed my relationship with my wife and my one son. It almost killed me with my left artery, almost closing me because I was a workaholic by choice, thinking that I always had to trade my time for money, that I had to keep working and pursue my dream job. And one day I was literally forced to choose between what I thought was my dream job and my then very young son, where I won't repeat that whole story again, but they literally gave me an ultimatum that said, you know, come in to work tonight on this Monday night when it's very cold, or else. And I chose my son, which was a very liberating, eye-opening moment for me. And the next day I was let go. I was terminated. They chose not to work with me, was their wording. And, you know, even further back, there was a shift that happened in that moment. And I paid a very hefty financial price, by the way, having to live with family, friends, my whole family at the time. But it was well worth it because I learned that fatherhood was my main business. It was the most important thing as far as my legacy that I needed to focus on. So that night when I was on the phone, he was in his little jumper, and I looked at him and I felt good. I felt great about myself, saying I took my power back from some outside entity and said, that little boy right there that I love so very much, help me to understand my value as a father, that it's more important than any paycheck I could get, even though we know making money is important, that I didn't have to sell my values and morals for a paycheck. That seeing him learn how to walk and talk and eat was more important than getting some kind of accolade and going around and walking and telling people, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a video editor. No, that smile on that little boy's face, knowing that he's healthy and strong and that I'm there. I was at every birthday party. I was there when he was born. I'll be there to the end of my life for every important moment of his life because I chose in that moment over my dream job that I went to college for and worked so hard to attain. I chose my fatherhood. And there was born Fatherpreneurship, and I made fatherhood my business. So I'm going to go over a few main points tonight on how you, dad out there, uncle out there that's raising a son, mentor out there, how you make fatherhood your business, how you can engage in fatherpreneurship.
So, Rodney, just
the first of these 3 points.
Rodney, can I just interrupt you for a second?
Please do.
How difficult was this decision for you?
Before I was faced with the ultimatum, I didn't see myself ever choosing watching my child, anybody's child, over my way of making money. In the moment, in that very moment when the owner of the company gave me the ultimatum, or he asked the question of could I bring my son in and could he sleep in a stroller so I can do this task that was easily handled over email and phone, my response to him was, that's not going to happen. And it came out of a place of realness wrapped in my best attempt at being professional, because curse words wanted to come out of my mouth. But being so trained in being professional, the curse words didn't come out, but that's not going to happen did come out of my mouth. So in that moment, it became easy because I was forced to make the choice. Up until that moment, I wasn't forced to have an either or. And after that moment, I've continually chosen my family, my faith, all these things over what I used to think was the most important things in my life. And now that I know for sure, having been through all these trials and tests, is that my faith, my family come first. They come above everything else. And the shift in thinking comes when you realize that you can still be prosperous. You can still run businesses, work jobs, climb the corporate ladder, however you want to do. If you come into these things saying, this family thing, this faith thing is uncompromising. There will be no compromising when it comes to these things, and everything else around it will mold itself and fit in. You do not have to compromise, man. You don't have to sell your time, sell your soul, sell your values, sell your family, because they're more valuable. When you pass away, your job is not going to be sobbing. They're going to put a now hiring sign. If you own a company and you have a board of directors, they're going to find a new CEO. Business goes on, but family is forever. I have a saying, I say, stop giving your time to places, stop giving your life to places that don't give you life back. So if you're giving your time and life to all these places that aren't sowing love back into you, joy back into you, experiences back into you, legacy building back into you, you gotta flip it around immediately.
Well, thanks for that insight. I interrupted you when you were getting ready to list some steps, but I think it was very important. As much as possible, I want my friends to come on and get how easy was it to make the steps that have made them get to that next level. So I appreciate you sharing that. Please go ahead.
Thank you, because it allowed me to tap into another name once again, and hopefully instill this into somebody else so they become a better father. And I'm going to continue with the 3 points to help you make fatherhood your business. And the first of these things is, and here's my toddler.
Oh, is this the star from last week?
Yeah, that's the star from last week.
All right, good.
Yeah. So the first of these things is, which I'm doing right now, is your presence, your physical presence at home, when you're, make sure you're at home eating dinner with your family, making dinner for your family. Yes, men, it's okay to cook for your family. Some of the best chefs in the world are men. You want to be at as close to all their events as possible. School plays, games, recreation games, high school games, college games if they play at that level, science fairs, making projects at Home Depot, whatever it is, you want to be there, because when they grow up and they look back on their life, they're going to remember either your presence, if it was there, or not, and it's going to have a deep and dramatic effect on them, especially your daughters, especially your sons. Also, at all their events, I already talked about that. You want to be at their school. Your school plays I talked about, the Christmas plays. You want the teachers to know your first name. You want them to know you by your first name, because it's, I happen to have a very large son. I'm a very large man. There are certain challenges that you may face, specifically based on ethnicity, based on size, based on gender, that you can help curtail with your presence. Teachers may not mistreat your child as much or at all if they know they have you to deal with. You need to be present, all right? You want to be present with their mother. This goes for people that are with or in a relationship with the mother of their child and not in a relationship with the mother of their child. They need to know, whether it be romantically or not romantically, that you have at the very least a profound respect for their mother. How you speak to them, how you show up. If they need you as a father for the child, you're always there. You're always supportive in your words, with your presence. I want to share a quote that sort of relates to fatherhood presence. This first one, or a few quotes actually. The first one is from Jim Valvano, the dearly departed former basketball coach. Says, "My father gave me the greatest gift anyone could give another person. He believed in me." And you cannot instill belief in a child without being there. I know, words over the phone, words through a letter, they're really nice and they can go a long way. But when in your presence, your spirit is there. They can feel you. When you leave, they have that memory and that feeling, that bond that you made with, even if you don't talk, you just sit there and watch something on Netflix. It's your presence, right? Another quote I like: "The difference between a man and a father is that the former shares his genes, but the latter gives his life." And that's from Craig D. Lounsbrough. That's a wonderful quote. And I'll go ahead and go on to my next point. Is the next thing that you can do to make fatherhood your business is your words. The name of my business is called Speak Life Inspirational Speaking. And I practice this at home, even when I'm upset. I promise you, I'm very careful on the words that come out of my mouth. Sometimes I don't get the tone right, but the words that I speak, I never use words that bemean and demean my children. So you want to make it your business to speak life over your children. If they're having academic struggles, you're going to speak over them saying, "Oh, you are so intelligent. You're so handsome. You're so beautiful. You're amazing at what you do. I'm so proud of you. I can see this thing in your future. I can see you being a great business owner. I can see you being a great, boss, manager, leader. I can see you being a great basketball player and swimmer. I can see you going to the Olympics." You have to help them build their own faith by speaking life over them. Speaking life creates vision. Vision creates plans. Plans create action. Action creates results. Right? So what you say, how you say it, and how often you say it. You want to make it your business that your words are filled with faith, hope, and love. The Bible says faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. So as you speak to your children about their future, your words must be filled with faith so that they can and will become the best version of themselves as possible. All right? I have a story that really brings home the point of speaking life over someone, and it happens to be my mother. When there was this tournament back in high school called Hoop It Up. It was an outdoor basketball tournament, three-on-three basketball tournament. They had several levels based on age and ability. And I got some high school friends and teammates together, and we got into this tournament. and we happened to be playing. One player on the other team happened to be from a rival high school. So, it was a nice little crowd, and it's outside, people are around, and I'm getting the best of this guy because, I'm a little bit bigger, I'm a little bit better, a little bit stronger. So I'm scoring on him, I'm, defending him very well. So the crowd, is predominantly there for him. And so things start to come out of the crowd like, man, you ain't nothing. You ain't good. You ain't beep, beep, curse words.
Yeah.
And little do they know that my 6'3" mother was in the audience, who's a reformed bully.
A mother that's a reformed bully. Okay.
Yeah, reformed bully, right?
Okay, all right.
I have seen her beat up a man before, so, give you a little backstory.
Yeah.
So these comments start coming out of left and the right and the center because I'm getting the best of this guy. And without missing a beat, my mama says, if someone says he ain't nothing, and she says, yes, he is, and a bag of chips.
Oh,
Actually,
wow.
I'm going to say it exactly as she said. She said, yes, he is, he's all that, and a bag of chips. There was a hush upon the crowd. No one dared talk back to my mother, the reformed bully, who said it with so much confidence. And there was no way when you're playing, you act like you don't hear what's going on. Well, those words sunk into me. And I'm talking about 20 years later, I'm still telling this story to share to people how you can speak life over your children. It may not be such a dramatic event as an outdoor tournament called Hoop It Up, but it could be just simply stepping up for your children. It could be when you lay them down at night, when maybe they've had a bad day and someone has been making fun of them. You say, you are so intelligent. I believe in you. Those words they spoke, they weren't true. That person has issues. Speak life over your baby. Speak life over your sons and daughters and nephews and nieces and mentees and children in your life. It means so much. It builds them up. It builds up their confidence. It gives them motivation and inspiration and the energy to carry on. Children nowadays are facing so many different problems and scenarios and feelings and emotions. And if you haven't heard, kids are dealing with suicide nowadays. 11-year-olds, 11, 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds. Your words very well may save someone's life. Just take a slice of your time, of your day. Hey, nice to see you today. It's so good to see you. Your smile lights up the room, and keep it moving. Say something. Say something. You could save a life. You could save a life. And I mean that.
Just to interrupt you for a second, and when I did the Facebook Live promo for our conversation tonight, I said things would be a little bit different. Well, they are a little bit different because we are live streaming on YouTube, my YouTube channel. Also, we're live streaming on Periscope. I thought about Periscope at the same time. So I know some people are watching on Periscope. Thank you so much for jumping in. I saw JNF Enterprises, Leroy McKenzie Jr. jump on. Thank you so much for joining in on the live stream. If you have any questions or comments, I've got my tablet here. I'm watching what's going on Periscope. So if you have any questions, comments, certainly you can either type them in on my YouTube page live or via Periscope live. So thanks very much for jumping in, everybody. Continue, please.
Oh, please do. And if you have questions, if you have comments, excuse me, please send them in. I love to just continue the conversation, engage with you. Just to recap real quick, I went over 2 points so far to show you and help you make fatherhood your business. The first was your presence. The second was your words. And the last of the 3 points to engage in fatherpreneurship, which is making fatherhood your business, is your decisions. And I know this is really a very strong point for younger men. And I want to start with the decision of your timing. These things that include your timing are education, income, and spouse. Your decision on how you approach your education is vital. And let me not just think that when I say education, I mean college and degrees and all these things. By education, I truly mean your preparation for your ability as a man to cover and build a family. So that education, yes, includes schooling, but it could include trade school, it could include apprenticeship, it could include bachelor's, master's, and PhDs. It could include these things. But I want you to understand that timing. So, let's give a scenario. You're in high school, you fall in love with a girl, or at least in lust with a girl. You're in 10th grade, and you have the opportunity to make a decision to engage in the act that could bring forth a child. I want you to think about timing. Timing. Because I know they're young fathers. I have a very close friend, one of my best good friends, began having children late in high school, early in college, and he's a wonderful father. But I know he would tell you himself that having children that young brought extra struggle. It brought so many layers of struggle. And if he didn't have the support system, meaning his parents and family, to help with these children, that he might have had to drop out of college. He may have not been able to pursue his career and become a professional. So your timing means, I know the emotions and the moment that can really take you away. But before you get to that moment, you need to learn your limitations, where you may tell yourself little lies that allow you to go from one step to another step and end up in the situation where a baby may come forth. You have to be strategic about your timing, all right? That with the education piece that leads to income, but your choice, your timing on when you get married, right? Your decision on who you get married to, the type of woman that you engage with. You say, you know what? She's the one I want to have my children. She's the one I want to build a life with. You want somebody that is a builder with you, that is matured enough to say and understands along with you that it's not all about you. That y'all coming together is about growing something and building people. Not just a baby, because they're not going to be babies forever. They're going to need education and clothing and food and sustenance and shelter. And jumping the gun, getting ahead of yourself, it can make things so difficult. So timing is education, income, and spouse. You want to get right. You want to get right before you bring a child into this life. And for those that have already done it, it's never too late to continue to start making good decisions now. Make them now. The second of your decision is discipline. You want to be disciplined in your daily activities. You want to be disciplined in how you operate in your faith and apply your faith, your belief system. You want to be disciplined in what you put into your body, because let me tell you, by not feeding your body proper fuel, you very well may end up leaving the earth early and leaving your children behind. You want to be disciplined in what you eat. You want to be disciplined in what you allow to be played and said around you and your children. You want to feed your mind and your body in a way that when you speak and you think and you apply, that it's positive, right? You got to retrain your brain, especially when you've grown up with negative things all around you, negative images of what you are and people that look like you, like I did. It took some reprogramming, on how not to be a workaholic. On if you grew up in the ghetto, in the hood, like I spent a lot of my life doing, it could really warp the lens that you look through. So you got to be disciplined in how you crawl out of these wrong ways of thinking. Also, your extracurricular activities, right? Whether that be the things you do for fun that you think fun. You want to be disciplined in exercise. You want to be disciplined in, simple stuff like making up your bed, even though I'm honestly not that great at making up my bed. Never really have been, but maybe you will, right? So, make up your bed, please. So I talked about, discipline in what you put in your body, what you play, what you read, what you see, what you speak, your exercise, all these things, your extracurricular activities. Before you have children and you're a single man, you got these freedoms to do these things that you think don't really affect nobody. You can watch whatever you want. But it's like now, the things on my Netflix playlist, most of it I can't watch until 9, 10 o'clock at night because I know they're not healthy for the growth and development of my children. And so those are the three major points that I'm going to stress on you tonight. And as we wrap up this fatherhood series, and with the last one tonight, fatherpreneurship, making fatherhood your business. Again, those 3 points are your presence. Please be present in every way possible. Your words speak life over your children. Speak life over your partner, over your wife, over the mother of your children, over everyone around you, over a child. If you see that, down the street at school, one of your children's classmates, make good decisions, great decisions. You want to exemplify great timing with your education, income, and the spouse that you choose. You want to exercise discipline in what you put into your body, what you listen to, what you see, what you allow your children to see, what you allow to come around them. Your extracurricular activities, make them healthy ones, positive ones, because your children are watching. And when they become an adult, they're going to operate out of the training that they've seen through you versus what you may or may not tell them. They're going to operate on what they see versus what you say. And I promise you, this will come true. So as I wrap this up, I hope that you've heard my heart. I hope that I've given you some great tips and tricks and tools to apply in your life so that you may become a better father. This has been the Fatherhood series, the Speak Life Fatherhood series. We got some more stuff planned in a collaboration with Dr. Vibe, and I'm so very thankful to him and for him for opening up his platform to help me spread this message of speaking life and to fathers and to anyone who has ears to hear me. I hope that you're making some great decisions because of what you heard. I hope that you will like, comment, and share, because this message is going to help somebody. So please help us spread this message on YouTube, on Periscope, on Twitter, on Facebook, Google+, whatever social media I'm not hip to yet. Share on these things. Make a comment. Make a little blurb, because somebody needs to hear this and the past two messages and the ones to come. And in closing, I'd like to thank you for your most valuable commodity on earth, which is your time. Because once you give it away, you can never get it back. And I thank you for giving me just a little bit of it tonight. And remember, in everything that you do, live inspired and speak life.
Wow. Powerful, powerful stuff. Just a few things before I let you go, because I know the real star, the 1-year-old, is probably waiting for you. In regards to the presence, the words, and decisions, what Speak Life words would you give for a father to be that didn't have a father in their life in regards to these areas?
You can never go wrong with saying I love you way too much, because there is no way too much. Saying I love you with the words, saying I love you with your affection, saying I love you with your actions means a whole lot. It builds them up. It literally builds them up in their subconscious mind, their conscious mind. When someone knows that they're loved, it creates value. And if you look at some of the people that are out there that commit some of the most harsh crimes, they almost always have a lack of love from their childhood. And when I say love, I mean positive love, reinforcing love, engaged love from their loved ones, whether it be a mother or a father. They were missing that. So you want to give love. You want to say love. You want to speak love. You want to be love. Being present with your child. And do this. When you don't have a lot of great examples, if your father wasn't there or was a great example to you, always think of doing the opposite. If your father wasn't there, be there.
Break the
be
cycle.
There as much as possible.
Yeah, break the cycle.
Break the cycle. If your father wasn't somebody who spoke positively over you, speak positively over your child. If your father was someone who didn't come to your events, go to the events. Because you know that there's something missing in you, and you have this desire to be better. Do the opposite of what you've seen, and that's going to be a great path toward successful fatherhood. So hopefully, that those little simple tips will help somebody.
Excellent. If people want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
I would truly appreciate you reaching out to me. My lines of communication are open. You may email me at fatherpreneurship@gmail.com. That's like entrepreneurship with the word father in the front. I'm on social media at Fatherpreneur. Father, Preneur. Google Rodney Kellum, Google Fatherpreneur. I should be one of the first people on the Google page. You can check out my website at speaklife.online, where you can check out the content that I've shared with Dr. Vibe, collaborate with Dr. Vibe with. You can check out some of the gear, the swag I got, available to people to help fund Speak Life and to bring my message to people all over this country and globe, because I believe it is a God-given mission. Besides SpeakLife.online and Twitter at Fatherpreneur, I'm on Google Plus. I'm almost everywhere. Not going to give up my phone number because some people are crazy, but reach out to me. You want to engage in conversation. Also on Facebook, I'm Rodney Kellum of Speak Life. That's my fan page. Message me. Let's continue the conversation. If you have an event coming up, I'd love to be the keynote speaker. I'd love to speak life over your audience. So let's make it happen.
Excellent. And for people who haven't caught the first two episodes of this Speak Life series, this is the Speak Life Fatherhood series. It was 3 episodes. This is the last one. But the first 2 episodes, the first episode was she's pregnant, now what? And the second was, hey daddy, what's next? You can go to my website, the DRVIBESHOW, catch them there. You can also go to my YouTube page. And I know probably Rodney has them posted somewhere also. So make it a plan to go back and catch the beginning of the series and catch up, because it's well worth it. Whether you're a father to be, whether you're a father now, or if you love fathers, it's an important series. And also the key thing too is the things that Rodney went over tonight are for fathers, period. Not just if you're about a father to be, they're fathers, period. Like my dad, he has presence in my life right now. He's in the United States, in Florida. I'm in Toronto. He has presence because he calls me every day and asks me how I'm doing. He also speaks life to me with positive words, and he also helps me with decisions, and he also lets me help him with decisions. So this one, it's a lifelong thing, not for a daddy to be. So as we shut down here, first things first, I am Dr. Vibe, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show. Also, I'm a certified empowerment coach, president and CEO of Express Your Vibe Coaching and Communications. If you'd like a complimentary empowerment session, please touch base with me via Twitter at DRVIBESHOW, email dr.vibe at the drvibeshow.com. If you want to reach out to me, you can go to my website. At the top of my website, there's Contact the Dr. Vibe Show. If you click on that, it gives you options to contact me via email, via video call, or video audio call. I get it all, whatever way. Please also note that I will have replays available of these YouTube conversations. You're on the page. Go for it. There's over 400 replays of epic conversations. Also, if you want to listen to audio replays of my epic conversations, you can go to the website, the drvibeshow.com. You can also go to Apple Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Google Play Music Store, and iHeartRadio. You can listen to selected audio replays at thegoodmenproject.com and also at wjmsradio.com out in New York. Also know I am also a brand ambassador for the only online magazine dedicated to African Americans in food, wine, and travel. The name of the magazine is Cuisine Noir Magazine. The website address is cuisinenoirmag.com. I also run my own service called Getting Media Coverage, where I help businesses and entrepreneurs get media coverage so they can elevate their business, product, or service. Last thing, in regards to from where you can find me, every Friday morning at 7:25 a.m. Eastern Time, I am on WURD out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's only independently talk-owned black station. They're on AM, FM in the Philadelphia area. They're also online via the Google Play Store and also Apple app, and also they're tuned in radio. I'm part of a panel. Every week we do a segment called The Week That Was, hosted by Christopher Flood, the drummer Norris, and Ike Raw, where we discuss stories that got a lot of coverage and some stories that didn't get coverage that should have got coverage. So that covers everything for me. 3 last things I'd like to say, actually 4. First of all, live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Second of all, sometimes you have to get smaller to get stronger. And finally, block assumptions. And finally, this is the first broadcast I've done dual live stream on Facebook and YouTube. I didn't tell Rodney till we came on live, so he was rocking the house. So he's my first dual platform live stream, and it's been going good. And if you have any comments on how that can be better or improved, or just your feedback, I'd appreciate it and not taken for granted. So I'd like to say thanks to JNF Enterprises who came on live via Periscope and whoever else. But now you will have to watch it via the replay. So God bless. Peace to you all. Keep the faith. And next week, Rodney will be getting into a new series called the Speak Life Faith series. And the first conversation is I can, I will, I am. So we like to make sure that you put aside in your calendar to watch that epic conversation. God bless, peace be well, and keep the faith. Walk good. What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning The Dr. Vibe Show. I have hosted and produced over 2,000 epic conversations over the last 10 years. And what makes our conversations epic? We don't do interviews. We do conversations.